Hey everyone, it's Wendy from Cinnamon Sweet Shop, and today we're going to be making one of my most favorite cookies. Now I know what you're thinking, all my cookies are my favorite, and that's true, but this one in particular is really one of my top 5 favorite cookies, Girl Scout Thin Mint cookies. So what makes my recipe a little bit different than what the Girl Scouts make is that mine's not full of saturated ingredients or processed ingredients. In addition to being clean eating, it's vegan as well, but I will show you how you can make this if you do not keep a vegan diet. So what you'll need: whole wheat pastry flour. I always use this in every one of my recipes. Cocoa powder. I'm using the Dutch process. You could use the regular natural cocoa powder as well. Sea salt. Now here I do have my organic confectioner sugar, and I do make this myself. Go to my website, cinnamonsweetshop.com, and you'll look for the link to make homemade organic sugar, a confectioner sugar, that is. I'm using softened room temperature earthbound vegan buttery sticks. I use this in all of my recipes as well, mostly all of them. If you don't have this, if you don't keep a vegan diet, just use unsalted regular butter, vanilla extract, and to coat the cookie, we're going to be using some chopped up chocolate. I happen to be using a combination of semi-sweet and dark chocolate. You could use all dark chocolate, you could use all semi-sweet chocolate. And this is what's going to give the cookie that mint flavor. Very important to get this stuff right. This is not a peppermint extract. This happens to be a pure peppermint oil. And the reason you want to use this and not an extract is because the oil, and a little goes a long way. Literally 1 drop would probably really make this really good. But the oil will not seize your chocolate where the extract will. In the mixer with the paddle attachment, I'm going to start creaming the vegan buttery sticks. Add in the confectioner sugar and then continue creaming until it's well combined. Remember to scrape down the sides so everything gets mixed in. Add in the vanilla extract and the salt. Next, the cocoa powder. And mix until the cocoa powder is completely integrated. When your batter looks like chocolate frosting, then you're going to add in the whole wheat pastry flour and mix to blend this in. Turn out your dough on the counter, and it's going to look a little crumbly. That's perfect, because all we're going to do is just play around with it a little bit, kind of knead it a couple of times so it comes together. Make a big ball with this, and then with some plastic wrap, I'm going to wrap it up airtight and put it in the freezer for about 20 minutes to firm up. I place the dough between 2 pieces of plastic just so it doesn't stick and it's just not the mess of using flour, although you could use the flour if you would like, and roll the dough out real thin. So I'm going to roll it out to about 1/8 inch thick. Using a 1.5 inch round cookie cutter, it's about 1.5 to 2 inches, and I like to use the fluted side just to make it look a little nicer, and cut some cookies out. Bake these in a 350-degree oven for about 10 minutes. I'm going to melt the chocolate over a double boiler. Now I do have my water heated up on medium-low, and I'm just going to place a bowl with the chocolate on top and just keep mixing it until it melts completely. You don't want the water to touch the bowl, so in this pot I only have about maybe 1 inch of water. So once your chocolate is completely melted, there's no lumps in here, it's nice and smooth, I'm going to add in the peppermint extract. And as I had said earlier, a little goes a long way. So I'm just going to add in a drop. I have some candy dipping tools, and if you don't have these, you could just use a fork. We're going to take a cookie one at a time and just dip it in. Make sure it's completely covered in chocolate. Bang down the fork or your candy dipping tool to let the excess chocolate come off, and place on a parchment lined sheet. If you find some air bubbles in your cookies, just pop them out with a toothpick. I'm going to let this pan set. Now you could either set them in the refrigerator or just leave them out on the counter. This is what your cookie will look like when it's done. For this recipe, check out my link below, cinnamonsweetshoppe.com. And don't forget to subscribe to this YouTube channel for many more baking recipes and other things as well. See you next time.